The Descendant or whatever. What the fuck is the movie called? The Descent. A movie. I have no idea what it is. Descent, a movie from 2005, 2006, where some kind of horror movie. I have no idea what this movie is. The Descent, I assume it's something about going down. Some kind of creepy cultish thing, I would assume, but I have no idea. But without further ado, I'm the Cool Rant channel where I just rant about random shit and I watch movies and shows and then give my 2 cents. Use this 2 cents as kind of a millennial Nordic Finnish guy who grew up with a lot of American culture, pop culture, but at the same time I have no real understanding of any of it. So there's like a weird things I've missed, like Pulp Fiction and all that kind of stuff. So I think good chance to watch some movies that are pretty good that I don't know anything about. Without further ado, let's watch The Descent. So I really have no idea what this movie is about, but I assume some kind of descent. So we're already looking at some rafting. So I assume some kind of like thriller. I have no idea if it's going to be like horror in a sense of monsters and ghouls and ghosts, or like jump scares, or something more real, you know, like more real human things where people face scary things. You know, the most scary thing as a human. I don't know. Let's see. Some crazy action, at least. I understand that can be surprisingly dangerous. Like, very surprisingly. You might take the wrong turn somewhere that it's suddenly, like, absolutely crazy. I bet you feel very alive after that. That might be horrifying because it seems to be fairly cold weather with the beanie on and all that, but I assume they have some pretty good gear. I actually don't know what gear they have on. Is that a dry suit? I've got you because I'm British, innit? He's a good sport for not getting angry about that. I think a lot of people would get very pissy after being thrown into some freezing cold water. But I assume they're close to some stuff. What's that about? What was that about? Go with your daddy? So he's the dad, but he helped the cute girl. So is it like weird that he helped the cute girl or what? I don't know. But he does have a family. Looking at him longingly, right? Drama. Happy family. Look at the road. Oh, shit. What the that was sudden? Fuck. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to like start already. I assume it's gonna be a whole fight and an arc. Who died? At least the dad died. Okay, so it's gonna be that kind of movie then. That set the tone. That's very, what's the final destination? I actually have no idea what this movie is going to be about. Curious. Because that was ominous and creepy and witchy, what that girl was doing with her cake. Or was it her, like, her memory that she was, like, hoping and wishing for that dream for the birthday that she was supposed to have? But then, that was a fucking turn. Let me tell you that much. Such a creepy sound, that flatline. I don't know why. Where's it from, really? But this took such a fucking turn, this movie. Because I was saying, I have no idea if it's like witchy or is it like based on real life where somebody did like get stuck somewhere. But this seemed to be spiritual. I'm alone at home right now. I don't know where my wife is. I don't know. She's diving. She's actually diving right now. So that's kind of creepy to see the water kind of stuff. But still interesting. This is more spiritual than I would have thought. Oh, shit. So the daughter is dead. No. That's what I thought. Because it like, that... How many minutes are we in? Like, what the fuck? The whole... what the fuck? Yeah, it just happened. I guess she just woke up and they're, like, there. But that was definitely... Was that, like, death chasing her? Or was that just, like, the darkness in general? The descent. How many minutes was that? 6. That was 6 minutes. Okay. Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian Mountains? 1 year later. Looks like Finnish Forest. A bit more north. That was a horrifying start. Let me say that much. I was not happy. What the fuck do you do after that? Left pretty quickly? Is that June? Is that the other girl? That's cottage. That's kind of shitty that the dark hair girl was like, fuck this bitch, but then they still come there. Like, why? Like, if you're gonna have an attitude like that, why are you coming there, you know? So what's the attitude? I mean, yeah, I know that the dark hair girl, she saw how the June looked at the husband and all that, so I know that she probably has some assumptions, but still. Yeah. That's a whole thing. You have to like have a whole fake smile and all that for other people, even though you feel like shit. What the fuck do you do with your life? Lose your kid and your husband? Like, what the fuck do you do? I guess you keep living, but fuck. It's interesting. It's a movie mostly about like women in the woods. Hadn't even thought about that for some reason, but yeah. Drinking in the woods? I concur. That would be so awkward. It's like... What do you say? It's not only the guy, but your daughter. Like, your kid is dead. You know, it's like, what the fuck?
What about Josh's
What was that? Was she listening to a wolf howl and looking into the distance and smiling? What the fuck does that mean? Sports fuck. The fuck? The fuck does that mean? Because I thought that she was saying that kind of like bi or gay or something, but a sports fuck? Does that mean that you just fuck around or what the fuck? Jump scare. Ah! That's what I thought. I had a feeling. I was like, okay, horror movie etiquette 101. When it's too quiet, something's gonna happen. God, what a fucking cheap piece of shit. Yeah, I guess she saw the pipes like fly through her husband and probably looked back and saw the daughter. She's even exercising now. Aren't they like gonna go out and like climb and shit, but she's still running? Damn. I would just count that as my exercise for the day, but whatever. She's something thinking. Maybe want to just get away from the people for a second. So definitely also a little bit of an act of that concerned look and then smile when she's open to it. I mean, we do tend to smile when we look at a person, obviously, but still cold. God, she would piss me the fuck off. Oh, she's like an actual athlete. Okay, got it. Medication on top of drinking. Cool setting, though. Cool setting for a picture. I will say that. Such an interesting setting for a movie. I'll say that much. It's like so much of like doing and not really saying anything. I feel like this is once again one of those like early 2000s movies where it's like very different, the setting and everything. It's like, I don't know. I think I saw some like English and French whatever stuff behind this like direction, and I think you can definitely tell because they're not doing the thing of like answering a phone call of like, oh hello, my younger brother who's 2 years younger than me and whose name is John and I am Michael. How are you doing on a Saturday in your school? You know, they're not doing that, and Americans do a lot of that. Oh yeah, that would freak me the fuck out. I would fucking hate that. Some psycho fucking person like driving a car going crazy. That would freak me out. She's edgy. Well, she's a bit of a edgelord teenage girl, but it's fine. Yeah, there's definitely a European style to this movie. A lot more nuance and not so much explaining. God, shut the fuck up. I know that she's a kid, but still, fuck's sake. But that's what kids are like. Edgy. They think it's super cool and all that, but to be like, I don't like this. I'm so unique. It's like, yeah, we all did that. Then life hits you in the fucking face and you kind of grow up. So she took some medication and driving like crazy, so that's awesome. What is she doing? Why? She left the map? Why? What is she doing? Or is she a red herring and they're just making us think that she's crazy or what? Beautiful nature. I do like it. I like forest. I like all of that, so I do like it. Feels nice. You know, curious. It's a good way of setting up what we could see. I like it. It's interesting. Ooh.
Fine. Holly, safety first. I don't want any stunts this time. You okay?
She looks crazy. She definitely is like up to something. I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but cool. Definitely would be cool. Hey.
Holly, we do this safely in order following my lead, okay?
Well, yeah, you definitely have to take control of a little piss boy like that.
Really sorry I didn't stay around longer after the accident.
Yeah, there's definitely some drama there.
I'll here for you now, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
I'm feeling a bit out of it. It's probably jet lag or something, so I'm just going to take a look around, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I like the colors. The set design is interesting. Ooh, don't go crawling into some weird spaces. I hate that shit.
I found the next passage!
No, I would not do that. You're really asking me to crawl through a fucking tiny space like that? Fuck you. Why are they giving such a feeling that June is like up to something, right? Like she's some kind of crazy bitch who's like gonna do some human sacrifice or something like that, but at the same time she's leading him to somewhere, but at the same time not really, but kinda? It's like, why? Is this just gonna be like a story of hallucination and like people going crazy, or like in that kind of sense, or what? I hate this already. I hate it. Clever design. We're making the walls moist so they're glistening so with the light, so it looks more clear on the screen that you can see what the heck. Oh no, fuck that. Definitely like what she just said, the phobia of enclosed spaces. I forgot what the phobia is, but I would hate it. No thank you. Ay. Oof. No. I hate this. June is gonna have a hell of a time without her sleeves, showing off her guns to everybody, you know? I don't like that. Water? Fuck no. Fuck water. Fuck water in tight spaces. Fuck water climbing in tight places. Fuck that. Why is it so quiet? Making it quiet is making me really think that it's trying to set up for a jump scare. Hey, why does that look like fucking slime? That light looked like slime, the thing. Interesting. I like the movie idea because I think it's not going to be really supernatural. It's going to be more about like your Oh, fuck no. Fuck that. No, absolutely not. That's horrifying. Interesting movie. I like the idea. Nope. Ay, no. Ay, no.
Sarah?
You stuck? Ay, no. No, no panic, no panic, no panic. No, 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 no. Don't panic, don't panic. Relax, relax. That would be horrifying. That feeling of like being stuck. That's horrifying. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. How? You can't turn around. You can't do anything. I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that. I don't know. I guess her arms are kind of like stuck, and maybe some equipment is stuck on a ledge or something. Yeah, exactly. Here we are. Everybody else made it. You can make it.
How'd you give Lemon an orgasm? What did you do? You took lift. Okay, that's better. Come on. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I guess it's not really like, it's not sensible, it's not logical, it's just... Who is that, by the way? Ah! I hated that. I hated that.
Okay, fuck the rope back. Okay, move.
I hated that. I hated that sound. I hated that sound. That sound was horrifying. I think it was such a good thing that I watched the Cave from Internet Historian. Oh, again, this trauma. It says when she passes out or is having a freak out, she sees that. A dream or a fantasy of what was supposed to be. Dust. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't think about that. There would be so much dust in that kind of context and setting. It's interesting. Yeah, what the fuck do you do now?
Juno, that's right, isn't it?
I think she took you somewhere else and she doesn't have the book with her.
I didn't bring it. For Borum Caverns, and this isn't Borum Caverns, is it, Juno?
So what is happening?
Holly was right. Borum Caverns was a tourist trap.
Oh, so they are like, oh no, oh no, ay ay ay.
Try and justify this.
You lied.
Where are
You lied.
It hasn't got a name. It's a new system. I wanted us all to discover it.
Ay 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 ay.
No one's ever been down here before.
That's horrifying. Yeah, that's the wrong thing to do.
You couldn't get away fast enough, you selfish
Yeah, drama.
We all lost something in that.
Yeah, she loved the guy.
But if we stay here, we'll die.
Yeah, keep moving.
Let's go.
I just trying a new way to put my camera there, so I just dropped it. So it's crooked. Apologies, I can't be fucked right now. So okay, it's not a witch club or anything like that. I was thinking that Juno was like a witch for some reason, but it doesn't seem to be a witch thing. It's more like an ego thing. We don't have the rope bag, so you got a free climb, I guess. That's such a shit situation too. Like what the fuck? What the fuck? Is that really what you're gonna do? Fuck, I would not do that, but you are doing that. Awesome for you. Oh yeah, they've been doing like the stuff the whole day as well already. It's already been hours. Like they took a break, they had something to eat. I literally today at the gym, I was trying like free hanging to like fix my posture, and I couldn't even do it for a minute. So that is some hard fucking shit that she's doing right now. With the gear as well. So I guess she can't really just hang, right? She has to keep grabbing. That's fine. Even just my grip strength wouldn't be able to like hold it. Oh, somebody else spit there. It would be weird saying that though. I like the music. It's kind of like Silent Hill. But she just kind of fucking went there. Interesting. As a Finnish person, I don't really understand caves. We don't really have caves. A lot of our rock and stone is like granite and very hard, so it doesn't really create caves like that. Beth. Okay, so Sarah's the one who has the problems. Beth is somebody. June is the muscle girl. Who's the try-hard edgelord piss boy. That's just gonna create drama at the end of the day, end of the movie, where they're gonna be like, bah, 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 bah. Yeah, he didn't really use enough momentum, I guess, but it seems like so fucking hard, honestly. Like, I don't know if I could do that. You're not wrong, you do, like, not have one of the... I have no idea. Either she's gonna die surprisingly quick, or she's gonna be at that last adrenaline junkies. Oh, she's collecting shit, too. Fuck. I mean, you're not wrong, you will need shit, but still... She's already in pain. Why? What happened? She's struggling. The darkness behind her is interesting. Yeah, I like that camera work. Yeah, I think it's kind of an ego thing. Ay. Yeah, I knew it. It was going to be the other people's. Ay. I had a feeling that she might surprisingly die or be there till the end. Ay. Why didn't they claim it? Yeah. Yeah, that's not good for morale. You could have just been, yeah, sure, and just move on. Oh, her arms, man. Like, how is she gonna get out now with her broken arms? Especially you have to grab shit, right? It's just like, what the fuck? I would love to find a place that has like ancient cave drawings. That's like my dream. I used to walk around. I used to study history a little bit, and it's like that was like my fantasy that I would just like find an ancient history place. I can't describe it, but oh fuck, you're right. That's a very good point, actually. That's actually a very good point.
Juno, light up one of your flares.
Why?
I don't have time for this. Just light a flare.
Why? Can you fucking use your words and explain why in this panic situation? I mean, good for morale, but there was already a cave in one little opening, so what the fuck, you know? And now the music reminds me of The Thing. What was that? Something dripping? Did I miss that? What the fuck? It's animals, rhinos or whatever, but they didn't show any other animals. The music really reminds me of the 80s Carpenter's The Thing. Oh, they're looking for air movement. Clever. Super clever. What the fuck is happening? Are you freaking out, panicking, or like... Holly, so she's that piss boy, right? We're just gonna call her piss boy. Can't stand tryhards. You're right, you do see something, but what? You could fall, there could be holes, you could like... What is it then? I was gonna say there won't be holes and shit, but... What is it? The piss boy is gonna fall. What is it? Water? But it would... Aye. What was it? Something was reflecting. Why did she know instantly it wasn't daylight? Yeah, say something, bitch. I'm gonna guess you would be in shock. Oi, I saw the bone. Ah, don't touch the bone. Aye. Is that her bone? Aye, 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 aye. Yeah, you would be like, I'm dead. I'm dead. You would be dead. I don't know what I would do. What would you do? Splint, I guess, but okay, she's like going ham. She's pretty much it. Yeah, Splint. Who is she? Because she has some training. She's like fucking, is she a nurse or something? Because she's like bum 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 bum. A fucking soldier or what? Second time we heard some laughing. Oh, her daughter. She's here. Here's her daughter, I guess. That's kind of creepy. Ooh, that kind of made me tingle a little bit. I'm alone, so I have this light shining on my face, so I can't see anything that way. My wife might suddenly arrive home and I would not hear her. Yeah. So she has some training, definitely. If I missed it, sorry. Ay, vittu. Ay, satana. That would be so bad. I'm just imagining them like touching the bone. I'm having like tingles all up and down on my leg. I don't want her to touch the bone. Hey, don't touch the bone. Don't.
Give me a medical kit.
Oh. Some interesting metal helmet. Could be ancient or not so ancient. It's like I think the big theme of this movie is it like actual gooba goobs or is it like your mental going crazy? Oh, I didn't like that. I don't like that. I didn't like the... I think the big thing with this is going to be, is it like you hallucination going crazy? Especially because it's Sarah, so yeah. That would fucking kill me, man. How could you know, man? I mean, I guess it's not bleeding very heavily. It's true. I don't know. What would you do? I would fucking hate it if people like thought I'm crazy. Camera fell, have to kind of redo shit, so I maybe look a little bit different, but let's continue. It was interesting thinking about the internet historian's cave video because the elements was a huge problem, right? Like the water hitting the guy in the hole and stuff like that. Meaning it was a story about a guy who was stuck in a cave in a hole. It was interesting when the girl, the piss boy, got really hurt and they instantly said, "Oh, we gotta get her away from the water," and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of animal bones for considering that something doesn't live there and eat there, so that's kind of weird. That definitely looks like not a hunting ground, but like a trash heap. Like how would you? Like literally the bone is fucked. She cannot put any weight on that leg, you know? I like that. I like the fact that they like try to remember what character knows what, you know? So because she essentially seemed to be using the camera, though, she would know. Yeah, that is a lot, by the way. That is a lot. Just calm down. Calm down. Just go and look at some tunnels. Get a bit closer. Yeah, you would definitely start freaking out. You would definitely start freaking the fuck out. Why wouldn't... Oh, vittu. Fuck. That's... fucking asshole, you fucking piece of shit. I did not like that. So definitely some albino creatures living there. Vampire. Touche. She did say that she saw. I have no idea what direction this movie is going. Is it one or what? And I do still wonder, are we going to go into a thought where this was a hallucination, you know? Oh, at least she came back. I was like, oh, she just started running. But I was like, okay, she did. Or did she? I mean, I will say, do you really think that the creature fucking cares? Fitum Pasca. I was just going to say that. Do you really think, like, arguably, it would be more, yeah. Oh, I didn't like that fucking thing he was doing. I feel like, arguably, they would be more afraid of the light, I feel like. What was that? What does that mean? What was that, like, her life draining out of her eyes or what? Yeah, I mean, what do? You gotta fight, I guess. Fucking jump scares, man. I swear. Oh, wrestle, fight, fight, kick, bite. You gotta get into that. Oh, yeah, that's good. Go. Yeah, exactly. You have some kind of thing. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, I mean, at some point you would have that, like, moment, right, where you're just like, fuck you kind of thing. Keep fighting, keep hitting. Don't slow down. Yeah, I assumed that there was more. And she's the fighter as well. That's a problem. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's too real of a fight. It's kind of like how that kind of shit does happen, you know? Like, it's just like slappery, just, you know, rolling around like a fucking crazy person. But I like that. I was just gonna say, it reminds me of, in Poltergeist, the first movie. Nice. And that is a classic problem in horror movies, is the ghost that tricks you into thinking that you have to run away until you finally fight the ghost and it was just a hallucination and you kill a friend. But I appreciate it. That's real, man. That's real. Don't fucking sneak up on me. Say something. But again, it's like she's in that, like, fucking mode. So it's like, what else are you supposed to do, right? It's like... I do appreciate it. It sucks, but I appreciate it. It would be fucked, right? It would be hard to control yourself and know what's going on and all that, right? How would you know? Just that cut. You have to run. There's more. You already saw at least 2. You have to. There's more. Barely survived. Yeah, and Poltergeist, Poultry Guys. The first one, there's a scene that traumatized me as a kid, where the kid gets assaulted by assaulted sounds horrible, but attacked by clown doll. Hated that scene. Hate it. As a kid, it freaked me the fuck out. My brother had a doll when he's a bit older than I am, so he had this doll from his childhood, like from little kid, baby, essentially, and I hated that doll. I would always beat that doll every day. And I love that scene because there's a moment where the kid is afraid of the doll, and it drags him under the bed and starts like trying to kill him. But then at some point, the kid just freaks out and starts ripping into the doll, just like fucking ripping it apart. Yeah, well, that kind of shit. So I really, I always like identified with that. Like at some point, you would be freaking out and you would just be like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you kind of thing. So that's why I really like that. I really like that moment where somebody was just ripping them apart, like trying your best to be an animal, because I think that's realistic. It was kind of like some ran, some froze, and some died, and some which just went into a rage of killing. And I think that's realistic. There's just like 4 things, right? It's not just run, fight or flight. There's others. Human bones? What the fuck are those bones? They're not... Were they human? They looked weird. It's kind of tough to hide from them because that's their domain, you know? They're used to being there. I mean, I guess with the camera, that makes sense. You could have some... I mean, I guess they're assuming they're kind of like bats, that they don't need light. I mean, that you don't use light, you know? That they just use other means of hunting and all that kind of stuff. But still, it's a bit tough because you would assume they have ways of finding you. I don't like that arm. That arm looks creepy. I mean, I guess at least you at least smell like their food, so they might not find you. They might be just going towards their meal and not look at you. At least they wouldn't smell you, you know, because they smell that. That would be hard, controlling your breath, man. Yeah, that would be the tough part, trying to be totally quiet. So they're trying to say that they are essentially blind, that they don't really use their eyes, it seems like. And with all the strong smells, that they're already digging into a corpse, essentially, so I would assume it has kind of bodily fluids and all that. I do still think that the flare wouldn't be a bad idea, because you could even blind them if they're that sensitive to light, you know. They don't usually use light. Even burn them, and you could see better as well, so, you know. Yeah, I mean, I guess you would have that realization. Yeah, I don't know, what would you do? Would you yell or not, right? It's a bit... Oh, that's tough. It's kind of a... I don't know. Kind of a bitch move, but at the same time, I get it, but I don't know. That's rough. There's a part of me that I would just want to fucking kill them. Like, I respect Juno having a fucking hook, killing them. Because there's not going to be an unlimited amount of them. They don't see. And they already clearly are ambush-like killers. They're already pussies that ran away. So it's like, why not just kill them? Like, I understand. It's, you know, panic, fear, and that you don't know how many there are. And they didn't fight, right? Malnourished and hungry and cold and all that. So you can't keep that up forever. And maybe they don't have hooks. Maybe they don't have the tools to deal with it. I do appreciate, again, seeing the different characters of how they respond and what they do and all that kind of stuff. I kind of appreciate that. Because she's like, I fucking killed him already, so what else am I doing? There's a part of me that I just want to go and fucking kill it, you know, just like run at it. Just use the light, blind his eyes, you know, and then just like fucking hook it. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, you fucking looking at it. It's like I'm ready to go. She's cool. I like her. And I knew it. Just quiet and loud, I knew it. They like to bite necks. Aye. June? Yeah, I like her. She's cool. Oh, now you want to be near her. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, as long as she's not on top of us. Fuck you, bitch.
Whatever they are, they go to the surface to hunt.
No, true.
And they bring their food back down here.
That's a very good point.
Through an entrance.
That's a very good point.
Listen, I'm not leaving without Sarah.
Oh, damn. So she was actually like trying to find people. Okay. I mean, yeah, she did accidentally kill somebody, so she would feel very guilty about it, but still. I knew that somebody would be alive. And I knew it would create just some drama because June had to leave and all that, but she can't stay alive, right? If you're gonna blame...
I heard Juno calling me.
Don't blame Juno.
And we're gonna come back and we're gonna get you out.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, she left you. Okay, so that when she leaves you, that's okay. But when she just doesn't... Oh, shut the fuck up. I understand from her perspective, but come on. No. That's annoying. Like, I get it from the story's perspective. It's still annoying. See, it's like, oh, it's okay. Now it's okay when she leaves you, but it wasn't okay when Juno left you. Fuck you. I get it that Juno did literally hit her. I get that, but come on. Yeah, and she was aware of them having their own little, like, all that. I get it. I totally get it. If you already fucking hated somebody and you knew that they were, like, banging your sister's, you know, guy and all that, like, I totally get all of that. It's just, you know, oh, now it's okay when she, okay, fuck you. I know. It's still fuck you, you know? There's no easy, I get it when it's a gun. I get it when it's a zombie apocalypse. You have a fucking gun, you can do that, but... a weak person who's about to die herself. The other girl is also like weak and like starving and cold and hungry, barely functioning. You're gonna ask her to do something to finish you off. Is that really any better? That sounds horrifying. What the fuck do you mean close my eyes? What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. That one hit. Human skulls, man. They're designed to not do that. Like, not to die. It's designed when a grown-ass man like me tries to kill you that it won't cave in. And you're really telling me that this weak, dying fucking woman... Oh, I hated that sound. It's like a baby. That was dumb. I didn't like that whole thing. I get it. I didn't like it. I didn't like any of that. I don't know why. I can't describe it to you, but just like that seemed really dumb to me. It was like, I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea for like drama's sake that they made us like June, whatever, and made us like her, and then they kind of bring it full circle that in that panic state, killing somebody, obviously being the person who hates the most anyway, and the drama they already had, like all that kind of stuff to make it into a dramatic thing that kind of makes sense, but it's still fucking annoying. So as a viewer, you're kind of like, what the fuck, you know? It's kind of a cool shot. So it's like, I get it. It's still like, I don't know, man. It's annoying. Cool shot though. I like the simplicity of a lot of the cinematography. I don't even know what the budget is of this movie. Like, is it actually small budget or not? I have no idea. But it's like everything is good enough. Like it's not good enough. Everything looks really good. Like the cinematography is really good. The set pieces, the lighting, everything works real well. I like it. Aye. In the eye. I did not like that. That was not nice. Well, don't throw it away. You can use it. Those are super good, like how you can hold it in your hand and like use it like a knuckle thingamajoo. I forgot the name. I mean, I know you're not planning on fighting, but it was proving in fact that you might have to fight anyway, so, you know. Okay, I guess that's true. They're very used to like climbing on top of like bodies and shit. They wouldn't even necessarily think about it, you know. I like that. What are you reaching for now? You just threw away your weapon. What the fuck are you doing? Again, I was hit in the head with a baseball bat once when I was a kid. Did not die. So like two hits. I don't know about that, son. I'm not gonna like the whole drama between her and again, I get it. It was literally the woman who hates Juno for a very good reason. If they had some like fucking relationship stuff with the husband cheating, so of course I understand that they would hate each other and she would hate her especially. God forbid if somebody were to do that to my brother, I would hate them to bits. You know, them being violent like she was and literally did hit her and leave her. Like I totally get it from her perspective. It's just still frustrating. That's too many. You're right. You're right. I was wrong. There's too many of them. You're absolutely correct about that, my friend. Again, I like the cinematography. I really like the angles. I like the set pieces. It does seem real, and I have no idea if did they actually go to some real places or just build something. I think probably a little bit of both. And I really like the play with lights and the colors and everything. It's super good. Definitely somebody who likes climbing, I feel like, made the movie because they can make things feel very anxious in different ways. Because you have to remember, you have to translate it to as a visual medium to people who don't know anything about climbing without explaining too much shit, you know? No, this is gonna annoy me. This whole drama's gonna annoy me. I mean, I guess she's testing her right now to see what her perspective really is on it. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like you could say it out loud. It's like, yeah, there was a horrible accident in the middle of like this drama. Something horrible happened. There was an accident. That kind of stuff. But then again, it is like in that situation, it's just too much to explain. Because of this stuff was happening and I heard, you know, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like I was in this rage and all that. So it's like, yeah, how do you explain that in this moment where they only have literal seconds to go through things, right? And I understand the perspective. I understand where it's going from. I understand that they want more drama. I get that, and there definitely is something to be said that she deserves it because it is her fault. She did lie to them. She did get them involved in this kind of situation, and that's like rule number one, that you don't start fucking around with like the rules and plans and shit like that. I totally get that. It's just kind of like either or, you know what I mean? Either you think she deserves to die or not. You don't get to play around with that, is what I'm saying. And either you then have to be willing to fucking kill her, you know what I mean? So I don't like this like bullshit where it's like, well, kinda she deserves to, but not really. It's like, no, either you are willing to grab a knife and cut her throat or not, you know? So you don't get to like play around with that idea. Yeah. The hair is horrible right now. They can grab you by the hair. Oh, the fucking knees to my dick. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. That Poultry Boy guys movie where they just like the kid just starts ripping into the fucking doll. That's what I want. I want you to be just fucking rip into them and just like do it. That's what I want, exactly. Let's just like Animal Kingdom shit and just do it kind of thing. That's definitely satisfying. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I thought earlier. Just fucking do that. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Throw the flare away. No, you fucking crazy bitch. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna fucking kill somebody with it. I mean, I get it. Cheating husband kind of shit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess that's true. There would be that cheating aspect of it, and you're thinking about that in this kind of panic situation. So if you had a chance to do it, would you do it? If there was somebody who was my friend and I thought that they cheated on my... That's true, though. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel justified. I don't know why. It's so hard to explain. It's like, there's something about it. I feel like the problem is because... it wasn't explicit enough of like showing her being a piece of shit, you know, like it wasn't explicit enough like really making it clear that they had an affair. I know there was stolen glances, I know there was some gift, I know that the sister clearly thought that there was something going on and stuff like that, but then the fact is that, well, what do you show is her taking charge, saving everybody's life, willing to go back to help somebody. It makes it real tough to, like, in this kind of situation to be like, oh, the person who's willing to risk their own life for somebody else's, yeah, they deserve to die a horrible death. Like, it's just a bit rough, you know? And especially because it's her choice to do that. You know what I mean? Like, she chose... I like that transition, by the way. That was a good transition. But when it was, like, her choice that I will go out of my way to kill this person. Again, I get it. Cheating. Like, that's the big thing, right? Cheating, thinking that they did something to her sister and all that. It's just... I don't know how to phrase it. The problem is that she wasn't likable enough. And that's horrible to say. I bit my tongue. And that's horrible to say as the person who lost her family, there's this friend who's cheating on and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I get it, but there's just something about the fact of you see this person taking charge, trying to save people in a panic situation, never stopping, always moving forward, always doing stuff. It's like you can look at a villain and hate them, right? And you can still find them interesting and charming, right? It's kind of like that. And she just isn't interesting enough to me. Like, for example, she was the one, not her, but Juno was the one who was fighting. Everybody else ran away and they were like, oh yeah, she can die, I don't care, she's asking for help. Everybody else ran and froze. She was the only one fighting, trying to grab at their friend who was getting pulled away, right? And this bitch ran away. And I'm supposed to be like, oh no, you know what I mean? It's like, bitch, you ran away. You ran away. People ran away. They fell, they ran. She was the only one who was doing shit, and I'm supposed to be like feeling like justified that she should die. You know what I mean? It's like, I've seen too many like Mr. Ballin videos and stuff like that to see that, unfortunately, it's very common where people will deviate from their plans. They go Dave. What the fuck is Dave Kiving? I'm having a stroke right now. Dave Kiving. Cave diving. Fuck! I'm not even kidding. It took me that long to figure out. I do appreciate that she like ran away very quickly. Cave diving. And they will have like moments where you will just do something you're not supposed to. That's called being an idiot, right? Like, do you not jaywalk sometimes? Do you not sometimes forget to look both sides of the road, right? It's like you didn't kind of like drink too much someday and then like, you know, almost fell over or whatever. Like, there's a lot of things that we do that are inherently really fucking dumb. There are like extreme situations where you do things that are really dumb. And Juno definitely would like, I would sue her. If we survived, I would sue her for endangering my life. I would never speak to her ever again. If Juno had done that where she like changed the plans. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. That little fake out there where she's like didn't actually make it the way that she thought that she made it. I like that. That's actually super interesting because I was kind of wondering like, is this just it? And we just kind of like, that's interesting. I kind of like that little twist there. Yeah, she's always passed out when she sees her daughter. It's gonna be a monster and it's gonna kill her. Oh, I didn't like that for some reason that she was sitting there. I don't know why her little claw hands, her little child claw hands freaked me out for a second. I don't know why. But so that's going to be her birthday now that she's going to die on her birthday or something. That's going to be a goodbye. I like the coloring again. Super interesting. I like the reds and the blood and the flares and everything. It's super interesting. I like it. I think she's going to die. But she deserves to, by the way. As long as Juno deserved to die in some ways, she also then deserves to die. That was definitely a bit convenient, and I think that's why I was going on a whole tangent. So good on the movie for fucking with me, because that's kind of what I was thinking exactly. That, whoa, that was convenient. This little bitch who just decided to kill people just ran away. I like the ending. The ending already made me like it a bit more because she did deserve to die. Okay. The Descent. So my whole tangent where I thought that she ran away, it's kind of like now should be forgotten. Not really. So I do appreciate the fact that she died at the end, because you don't get to kill somebody and then just run away, right? So it's like, because if we're gonna do that thing where like, oh, you deserve this, well, you deserve that, well, then you deserve that, right? There's some other reaction channels and people who I watch and they're like super rough on something and they have like rough opinions on this and, oh, it's my way or the highway kind of thing. That's like my problem with that. It's like, well, if you have that rough opinion, then you deserve to die. You don't get to have the cake and eat it too. You don't get to have this opinion that somebody wronged you, so now they deserve to die, and you think that you're a good person, right? So it's like, no. You wanted to kill somebody who had cheated on you, whatever. I get it. You would probably take that chance if you were in this kind of panic situation where maybe people can't prove anything. Like, if I thought I was face-to-face with somebody who, like, cheated on my spouse or whatever, and I was in this panic situation, would I take that chance? Would I take that option of giving divine justice? Maybe I would. It's like, it's really hard to sit here and say that I wouldn't. Maybe I would. But I don't deserve life after. I'm a criminal. You know what I mean? That's what a crime of passion is. That's like one of the most common things ever. Is like kidnapping is usually the other parent who kidnaps, right? That's the most common way of kidnapping, is because of like divorce and shit like that. So it's like that's what crime is. You think you're justified in doing this wrong thing that our society recognizes that you're not, because, you know, eye for an eye would just lead a blind nation, right? So yeah, so it was a bit hard to watch in that sense at the end, because you watch this woman who's just kind of crazy and she doesn't really do much, and then you have the Juno who's, you know, she's a woman of action, and that whole like misunderstanding was a little bit, I don't know, that I don't know why, that when I'm thinking about the writing how would they get them into that moment? How would they get them into that moment where they're like losing their minds and they would fight? Because obviously if you're a cheater, you do kind of deserve, because of your insecurities, you want to like recapture your like youthful adventure kind of thing. So you lie to a group of people so you get them to go somewhere else, and then you do have the accident of, so I understand that the story is trying to tell me that Juno deserves to die. I get that. But the problem just is endangering people's lives because you're an idiot. You deserve something, but I don't think you deserve to die for that. You know what I mean? Just because let's take a step back and think about just a panic situation where they're stuck in a cave, where you don't still deserve to kill somebody, because they did give us a lot of hints that they did do things like this before. Like, this is, again, having a plan, sticking to it, doing it. That's like the most critical thing in cave diving, diving or climbing or anything like that. Mountain climbing, whatever, right? Like, that is the most serious thing. And when you endanger some other people, you do not have the right to do that anymore. And maybe you should be charged and prevented from doing that ever again, and you should pay, something, right? Of course. It's that thing where you're driving a car. Whenever you break the rules and you make an illegal U-turn, you do these idiot things. You're like, oops, and it's totally fine. But when somebody else does it, you're like, well, look at that fucking idiot for doing that, right? It's the same thing. You do things all the time where you break the rules. You do. You absolutely do. Again, not the same thing. It's apples and oranges, but still. So just somebody being an idiot is not the same thing as being a malicious, like, horrible person. Well, then again, her being an idiot and then having that thing where she cheating and all that kind of stuff is like, well, yeah, of course, that's a horrible person. Okay, now an idiot and you're a horrible person, but the problem is that she was redeeming herself a lot. At the end of the day, when shit was going down, who was there fighting? Who was there fucking killing and trying to save everybody? Like, she was literally the only one trying to save other people. Not only from the disaster of like being in danger, that she was the only one who could maybe save them in general and taking responsibility. She wasn't sniffling and crying and like, I can't do it. Like, no, she was fucking head on. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I can respect that. Then when monsters are attacking you, she's literally the only one trying to grab the body of Holly or whatever, the piss boy girl, and trying to like hold on to her. What did everybody else do? What did everybody else do? What did our hero do of the story? Ran away. So I'm supposed to look at the person who ran away as an amazing human being, but then the person who was trying to fight monsters to help her friends, I'm supposed to look at that and think that they deserve to die. A horrible death, mind you. Again, it's like a thing if she were to like, I don't know, because that's the story problem that I have with it. But I understand it's like, well, how do you then get this dramatic moment? Because her being a cheater, she does deserve payment, right? And endangering everybody's life. I get that okay, well, she does deserve this kind of stuff, but you can't like suddenly just destroy her character and make her into a coward, obviously. But okay, beyond that, let's take a step away from bitching about the characters. What do I think about the movie? I think it's a good movie. I really like the cinematography. The pacing is interesting. The length is good. The characters are good. The acting is good. The effects are good. Everything is really good. There are some things that are just like opinions, matter of taste. I would have preferred that the ending fight would have been shorter, where they're actually fighting these monsters, and there would have been more hallucination kind of stuff. That could have been interesting, because I thought they did such a good job of showcasing the dangers of just real life, where the death of the father and the daughter was a real life accident, right? It wasn't a monster thing. And then going into having PTSD from that and the shocks of that, right? Having mental problems because of that. Going into a dangerous cave and the dangers of that. That first moment where that cave-in starts with that rock sound freaked me the fuck out. Like, I hated that. So they did such a good job of making the cave seem pretty interesting and dangerous and really keeping me on my toes. Like, is this going to be supernatural or not? I don't know. I really like that. And they really put an emphasis on the whole like psychological aspect of it. You'll start hearing noises and stuff like that. So I feel like they kind of like left that out very quickly. They had like 3 scenes like that, 2 giggle scenes, and then like the monster kind of walk away. So I'm kind of like, huh? So I would have kind of liked there to, that's probably my only critical things that makes this from being a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 movie only into a 7.5 or whatever to me, is I feel like there was a problem with the production in some kind of way, where they really suddenly took a turn from disaster movie to monster movie, and it happens very suddenly, where they could have gone for like the next 10 minutes of having more of that infighting. I feel like that could have been a good way of making the drama just boil out even more. Like, you fucking bitch, you brought us here, like it was your fault. Oh, it's like, oh, I would never endanger you. Oh, you wouldn't take what's yours? You would never do that, right? And it's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, yeah, let her tell you, right? Like, there could have been a break where they have that and they really get into that argument and that fight, right? And then maybe having a falling out and almost fight or whatever, that kind of stuff. Like, you could already have that drama there. So having the drama through the aspect of this random fight where Juno kills the sister was a little bit, I'm supposed to think that she's evil for that? Well, of course not. Like, I can utterly understand that. As a guy, when you think about these situations of like, if there was an alien or a ghost or a terrorist attack, what would I do? And you would always like imagine that, oh, I would like save the day. But that's like the nightmare. That's the nightmare idea that, oh, there was a ghost and they make you go paranoid and you attack the ghost, but it was actually your family, right? Like, that's the classic way the ghost gets you to kill people, right? So that's always like my nightmare, is like all this power that I would have, I wouldn't be able to use it. You know, and could you ever use it, or would you just lose your mind and go crazy? I think that's such a powerful thing. Having this moment where she accidentally hit somebody else is actually so reasonable, in my opinion. Like, it is a very real life thing where that's one of the reasons why you don't kill. It's not just because like, oh, you shouldn't shoot somebody, which you shouldn't, but even in the real world, if there was a dramatic situation where somebody's robbing somebody at gunpoint, and if you don't know how to handle guns, you maybe shouldn't get involved, because the reality is somebody might accidentally shoot somebody and die because of ricochets. That happens all the time. In fact, in my opinion, in my understanding, it's a very dangerous thing where a lot of the time, because of this kind of drama, somebody didn't even die because they shot somebody. It's because of ricochets. Like, the bullet bounced around and endangered somebody who didn't need to be endangered, right? That's very common. So this kind of thing where you think you'll just be a superhero and you can just, you know, save the day by doing something crazy, it's very unlikely, unfortunately. It's very likely that you'll do something else and endanger somebody else's life. That's why, to me, like, this whole thing was super realistic, that you would be in this like rage moment. You're just trying to fucking rip everything and kill everything, and then somebody will do something. You just flinch in a split second and do something. Like, that's such a good idea, in my opinion. But then having it be the sister, and then she's like moody about it. Oh, don't leave me. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, right? And then everybody else runs away, and that she was the only one fighting, and I'm supposed to think that she's the villain in that situation. I'm like, oh my god. It's a way to do the drama. I don't know if I would have done that. That's just an opinion thing, not a good or bad, just my opinion. I would have had 10 more minutes of them like freaking out, really have that panic set in, really have that argument and get into a fight and all that kind of stuff, more like that psychological stuff, and then really have just last minutes of that like monster stuff and run away. Second thing is, I'm not really like scared of the monsters anymore, because we already showed Juno fighting them, so why would I now be afraid? Like, I was expecting that fight. I was expecting there to be more of that. So again, I'm kind of like, well, why are we running away? I would just kill more of them, because they already showed that they were ambush fighters, that they were that kind of people. So I would literally just run at them and try to kill them. This is what they did, right? So it's like already like it was a bit just too long of that monster stuff, because I'm not afraid of them anymore. Like, why would I? There's no tense feeling there anymore, right? That I would cut 10 minutes away of that monster stuff into more of that psychological stuff. There was just something so like not good about a protagonist finding her sister, taking her out, and then fighting other monsters in this. Like, the visuals were beautiful, but just something about that whole thing of like, oh, don't leave me like this. Bitch, what the fuck do you mean? You want me to crack your head in with like a rock? You have any idea how horrifying that is as an image? As a guy, I'm thinking like, oh, run, I'm gonna track them, right? It's like, I'm gonna make noise, make them come to me so you can run away. That's what I would do, right? But it's like, no, hit me in the head 20 times so I die. Because that would be the reality of it, right? It's like, you wouldn't necessarily die instantly from the first hit. Again, why am I saying that? Because I was hit in the head with a baseball bat. I almost died. You know what I didn't do? I didn't die. I was hit. I didn't even go down, but I was a kid. My brother was older than I was, so he wasn't like a full grown adult, but still, it's like, in that kind of panic moment, would you really be able to like be certain that you killed somebody with just one shot with a rock? Like, wouldn't you kind of just keep trying? You know what I mean? Like, when you already survived very unlikely with that, which is possible, by the way. It's totally possible. Like, you know, now you're telling me that just once with the rock, now that killed them. You're not even gonna make sure hit them twice, you know, increase odds of them dying by 100%, like 50% by doing it again and again and again. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's kind of weird. And then her like hitting the other monster like once with this bone. It's like, again, bone isn't that heavy. I get it, some bone is, it could be like a huge animal bone, like a moose or something, so I have no concept of how heavy that would actually be. Maybe it would be super heavy. We've had a dog bone, has been definitely heavy, but again, I was hit in the head with a baseball bat. I didn't die. So it's just like more and more and more and more and more. And then she threw away her knife, which is like a perfect knife that you could use as a knuckle thing to kill things. It's like, it was just so many of that thing just didn't work for me. And maybe that's why it like bothered me, where her heroic moment wasn't that heroic. Her choice to kill her sister was fucking dumb. Her choice to throw that was fucking dumb. And then the person who did actually try to fight and save other people, I'm supposed to look at her as the villain. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. But that's why the ending was definitely good, because I was going to be so annoyed. I was going to be so annoyed about that this like fucking crazy person like deserves to live, everybody else dies, but then she ended up dying. So that makes me feel a lot better. So that ending like wrapped it back up. That ending wrapped it back up to being actually a pretty good movie, I feel like. And the visuals was definitely very interesting and all that. Those are the little things. That fight scene with the sister where she gained her like action, right? Like that made her into this action character. wasn't as good as Juno's, so it kind of like made me a bit hard to like root for her at the end. And then 10 minutes too much of the monsters and 10 minutes not enough of psychology kind of stuff, because they were doing such a good job with the psychology thing that they could have really leaned into it. Like, well, is this psychological? Is this real? You know, they really didn't lean into that. They went from a disaster movie to a monster flick like in 2 minutes. And I feel like they could have played with that a lot longer, made us think about it. It's like, is this really real? What the fuck is going on with that kind of stuff? Because there was definitely creep factors. Not about like, oh, we're going to have to climb over another rock. Not that. Just like, are we hearing things? That kind of thing, you know? Yeah, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It was definitely good for reactions. There was a few jump scares that were interesting. There's a lot of stuff I really liked about it. And there's a few things I would have done differently. But what are your thoughts? What did you think? And I'm going to start thinking about some other horror movies. If you have any other horror movies, like, tell me. Especially I'm considering some actual like Asian horror movies, because I've seen a lot of the Western horror movies already. I grew up loving horror movies. It's weird that I missed this one. Thank you very much, and that's all for this one.